Okay, guys, my name is Robert Butler, and I'm here to talk to you about a subject that I'm very passionate about, right? But before I do that, I just want to give you my email address, okay? My email address is richisbetterthanpoor@gmail.com. Richisbetterthanpoor@gmail.com, okay? My purpose here today, guys, is to get you interested in making better financial decisions. Ask yourself the question: do you want to be rich or do you want to be poor? Rich is a relative term. How much do you need to earn to feel rich? I can tell you it's not the amount of money you earn, it's what you do with what you earn that counts. I know people who earn six-figure income and still have lots of money issues. Did you know that if you earn 100,000 a year, you are in the top 10% earner in the US? The US population is 300 million. So if you find yourself in this group and you have major money problems, you are doing something wrong, my friends. It should not take you more than 10 years to 15 years to become a millionaire at this salary level. Most of us don't have rich parents to leave us a fortune, nor do we have businesses that generate millions. We are mostly 9 to 5 people earning a salary, so all you have to work with is a paycheck. So work with what you are given, no excuses. It might take 20, 30, 40 years to become rich, but I guarantee you will never become rich if you don't consciously think about it. A lot of people don't like to talk about money. If you don't, you might be fairly comfortable, but you won't become rich. It's like somebody wanting to become a doctor but don't want to study the human body, or someone wanting to become an auto mechanic but hates studying car engines. It does not make sense. You have to spend some time on your personal financial situation if you want to escape 30 to 40 years of drudgery. Financial problems won't magically disappear if you are not proactive. You have to learn to make better financial decisions, just like how someone has to learn to drive a car. It does not come natural. You have no choice. If you want to succeed financially, you have to spend the time and learn something about money. So what makes me qualified to talk to you about money? I will tell you. I hold a finance degree from City University of New York, Bernard Baruch College. I have experience working on Wall Street, and at one point I had the Series 7 license. I work in the banking industry, also in the insurance industry with New York Life and MetLife. On top of that, I maybe have read close to 500 financial books. I've gotten to the level where all I do is just look at the table of contents to make a decision if this book is worthwhile reading. Having said that, my friends, now is the time to start working on improving your financial situation. I don't care what situation you're in. You have to work to improve it. I came to this country with $100 in my pocket. One Benjamin in my pocket, my friend. I work a 9 to 5 job like most of you, and I'm not a millionaire yet, but I'm steadily moving ahead with a plan, of course. If you say you don't have any money to save and invest, that's a lie. You have been telling yourself for a long time. It means you have been living above your means and you have to make some changes. If you don't decide to make any changes to how you handle your finances, then poverty is sadly your destiny, my friend. And I don't say this lightly, it's true. I want to briefly go over several areas of your life that affect your finances. For example, your salary pay stub, tax refund, mortgages, life insurance, and credit card debt, etc. The first thing you have to do is sit down with your pay stub and take a good look at it. Where does your money go? The difference between gross pay and net pay. Then you have to determine, where does your net pay go? In other words, you have to know where your money goes and how you spend it. By knowing where your money goes, you can make changes and hopefully come up with some money to start a savings and investment program. Example, how much tax refund do you get every year? Say you got $3,000 refund for the last 20 years of work, right? That's 3,000 times 20. That's $60,000. Do you have at least $60,000 saved? If not, why not? As a matter of fact, you should not be getting a tax refund. It should show up in your weekly or monthly paycheck. So that's one way to increase your pay without going to your boss for a raise. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's why we need to talk, my friends. Okay? Let me repeat my email. It's richisbetterthanpoor@gmail.com. richisbetterthanpoor@gmail.com. If you get a tax refund, you are giving the government an interest-free loan. Some people say to me that they use it as a means of savings. But as I mentioned earlier, they can't show me $60,000 in tax refund money. So all they're doing is waiting a year to get back the money so they can spend it. You won't get rich doing that, guys. You definitely will not get rich doing that. Okay? There are other areas of your financial life that you don't understand, like your mortgage, etc. Do you know what PMI is? This could be money down the drain. There are ways to get rid of it, but the bank won't tell you how. What kind of life insurance do you have? Whole life or term? Do you really understand how they work? Do you know the interest rates on your credit card and how long it would take to pay them off? If you have a 401k or a 403b retirement plan, do you know what an expense ratio is? It's a little word you can find in your statement. Expense ratio. 30 years of contributing to a plan without knowing what an expense ratio is could cost you $500,000 that you don't even realize is going down the drain. No disrespect, guys, but if you don't make an effort to become financially literate, you will remain poor. Let me reiterate, it's not the amount of money you earn, it's what you do with it. If you earn 30,000 and you're always in financial problems, if you won the lotto and suddenly find yourself with $30 million, I guarantee you will end up broke. Now, let me tell you a little story. I was watching 2020 on the television during this Powerball frenzy, $1.5 billion, right? They showed this lady who won $112 million, right? They were interviewing her. They went to her house. Were going all over her house looking at what she bought, and stuff like that. So at one point, she showed the lady some what you call it, designer handbags. So the lady asked her, "How much worth of handbag is this?" She said it was $200,000 worth of designer handbags. Can you believe that? $200,000. Then she went outside. In her garage was two Phantom. You know what a Phantom is, right? Rolls Royce. One convertible and one, sedan. Then she said, "No, come, let us go for a drive." They went for a spin around the block, came back, went back in the house. She was showing the lady from 2020 a lot of painting that she had on her wall. How much? Hundreds of thousands of dollars of painting. By the end of the program, they said this lady was broke, dead broke, after getting $112 million. So it's proved my point that if you suddenly find yourself with a lot of money, it won't solve your financial problem. If you're financial illiterate, you're definitely going to lose the money. Okay? And they have proven that over and over with lottery winners. All right? Don't work for 30, 40 years, guys, and end up with no money. You have to spend some time on your finances. I see too many people who earn a decent salary mismanage it. It's time for us to spend some time together, guys. It really is, right? If my little talk have motivated you to do something about your situation, feel free to get in touch with me at richisbetterthanpoor@gmail.com. Okay, so that's my little talk to you guys. But before I go, I wanna, just go over a couple more topics with you guys. I just want to get you guys thinking, and to know that is very important topic I'm trying to get you interested in. Now, if you are somebody who read or watch what's happening in the world and how technology has developed, so forth, you will see that people who become great are never those people who follow the crowd. You can't become great by doing what 90% of the people are doing, right? So if 90% of the people are poor and you are doing exactly what they are doing, then guess what? You will also be poor, right? Well, I guess it depends on your definition of rich and poor. But some people would say that if they earn 100,000, that's rich. But you don't need to earn 100,000 to amass wealth, right? You only need to have the knowledge of how to do it, right? You need discipline and a little sacrifice. That's what you need, right? Now, some people say that, oh, they want to have a budget, to track their finances, so forth. But I can tell you a budget does not work. A budget definitely does not work, right? The way you do it is pay yourself first, right? So whatever money you earn, the first money should go towards paying yourself. I'll give you an example, right? If you earn $20 an hour, right, and you work 8 hours a day, right? That's $160 for the day, right? That first $20 should go towards you every day. That first $20 should be yours, okay? You should not pay any other bill before you take out that $20 for yourself. I don't care what it is, whether it's your mortgage, your rent, your life insurance, food bill, that $20 should go towards you, right? So let me give you an example, a mathematical example. So if you're taking that first $20 for yourself, right, and you work 5 days a week, it's $100 for the week, right, for yourself. $400 a month. If you were to invest that in the stock market at 8% per annum annualized over a 30-year period, that would amass $596,000. You understand what I'm saying? $596,000, right? You notice I said 30 years. It take a long time because we don't have rich parents who leave money to us. So it's going to take a long time, right? So if you were able to do twice the amount, $40, over that same 30-year period at 8%, it would amass to $1,192,000, right? So I'm telling you, it can be done, friends. You just need discipline and sacrifice, and you should not touch that money. Only if it's gonna save your life, you should touch that money, right? No other reason you should do it. You shouldn't take it out to help your friends or families or whoever, right? Because poor people cannot help anybody. Sad to say, right? I give you another example, right? Let's say a wife and husband is earning $120,000 per year together, right? And you know, this is a hard one because if the wife does not agree with you to do it, then it cannot be done, right? So both of you is earning 120 combined, right? Live off 60,000 and save the other 60,000, right? If you did that for 10 years, $60,000 for 10 years at 8% annualized return in the stock market, which you could do, put that money in a diversified index fund, right? That would amass to $869,000. Listen to what I'm saying. 10 years at 8%, $60,000 per year, $869,000. Okay? So what I'm saying is, with a little sacrifice, you can get out of the rat race pretty easily. Okay? Now, another example I want to share with you is whole life versus term life, right? You should not buy whole life, my friend. You should buy term life and invest the difference. So let me give you an example. A whole life might cost you $300 a month. A term life might cost you $20, right? So you should take the difference between 320, 280, and invest that in a fund, right? I'm not trying to knock anybody, like, commission people, but anybody a commission salesperson is a direct conflict of interest, right? With your interest, right? So you should try to do business with somebody who charges a fee, so there won't be any conflict of interest. All right. You should do business with somebody who's called a fiduciary, right? That person has to put your interest first, not theirs, right? Now let me give you an example. If somebody has two products to sell you, right? One earns them $2,000 in commission and the other earns them $100 in commission. Which one you think they're gonna try to push on you? The 2001, right? But the 2001 might not be the best for you. The $100 commission might be the best. So that's what I'm saying. So if somebody came to you to sell, to offer you some advice, and they say, okay, my fee is $200, then there's no need to try and push any product on you, right? So that's my point. Another point I want to make is, why do you take a tax refund? I never get a tax refund. My tax refund is in my paycheck, because once it's in my paycheck, I can invest that money whatever way I want it. I don't need to give it to the government an interest-free loan for him to give me back the money at the end of the year, right? Some people say that they want to use this as a means of saving, right? But year after year after year, they get back this tax refund and they can never show me any money. So what did they do with the tax refund? All they did with it was spend it, right? Who are they fooling? They're fooling themselves, right? Now, before I go, my friends, just a few more things I want to say to you. How much time do you spend on your personal finances? I know you get up, get dressed, go to work, right? Maybe catch the train, right? Spend 8 hours at work, you come home, maybe watch a little TV, eat some dinner, go to bed, right? And you do that week in, week out. How much time do you spend looking at your personal finances? Do you spend half an hour, an hour? I know most of you guys out there, you don't spend any time on your personal finances. Zero time, right? But yet still you say you want to become rich. It will never happen. Trust me. It will never happen. You have to spend time on your finances, right? And one last thing before I go, don't try to be a Mother Teresa to everybody with money issues. Poor people cannot help anybody. Become rich first and then help. You can't help everybody that come to you with a sorry story and expect to become rich. You have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first, and then you can help someone later. Okay? So that's my little talk to you guys. This is a subject that I'm very passionate about. And if you want to talk to me further, go over your finances, right? I can show you how to set it up with a little discipline, that you will be on your way to become a millionaire. Okay? And my email address once again is richisbetterthanpoor. That's one word, richisbetterthanpoor @gmail.com. Okay? Thank you guys for listening, and I hope to talk to you soon. Peace.